I'm here to give you another gentle drawing practice so that you can have it for stressful seasons. This happens to be my cat Jack, and he's a pretty special character. Jack is near and dear to my heart, and I took a picture of him. I may use this one to make it a little simpler. He's turned away from us here so that you can have an easier job drawing, but I want to let you know where we're going to from here. I want to show you a little kit that my daughter bought me. It's something that she got from Michael's. This was a few years ago, but it works really great because I can take the tools that I'm interested in having and that I use a lot, and I can put them inside of here, and I'll have them available to me. So whenever I need them, I can just grab this little kit and go, so that I don't have to be thinking about what do I need, where is it, it's here. I just grab it, I grab my sketchbook, and then I go. So you don't have to waste time thinking about where your materials are. Before we start, this is an exercise that you can use to help loosen yourself up. I lay my pencil down on the paper. I pick it up like I'm going to brush my teeth with it. It's different than picking it up to write my name. So I'm going to be grabbing it almost like how a child would grab their spoon for soup or cereal, like this, but I hold it loosely. I let my fingernails drag on the paper. I'm using a charcoal pencil. This charcoal pencil is going to smudge while I'm doing it. It's not a problem for me. I don't mind. You may want to use a pencil. It's up to you. But what I want to show you is how to make a clean circle, and this takes practice. Some of you may already be able to do this. I just want to show you how to give yourself a nice clean circle. So I start with a ghost shape. I rock back and forth and I can see a ghost shape. If you watch, you can see that shape. That's called persistence of vision. That works in animation. You can imagine that shape. And I could go smaller, or nope, I want to go really big, and I rock back and forth. I use my elbow like a gear, like this, and I keep my wrist stiff. So I'm just going to make some circles. So I'm going to rock back and forth like this. And when I see the size circle that I want, I'm going to, in the place where I want to put it, I'm going to lower down my tip of my charcoal pencil. And I don't want you to worry about sketch lines. I don't want you to worry if it's perfect or not perfect, but you can get the idea. That's a circle, of course. And I'm going to go and rock it again back and forth like this. And I'm going to go like this. And you can already see the beginnings of Jack. Now Jack, he of course is, I see a circle here and a circle here. I'm going to make him a little bit more pudgy. He didn't want to squish down for me. If I want to make him a little more slender, I can make this circle a little higher. Maybe I just will, and then you can see it. Sketch lines do not bother me. They shouldn't bother you. They didn't bother Leonardo da Vinci either. So circle for Jack's head, circle for his shoulders, circle for his backside, and it could almost be an oval. It's all up to you. So this is just your basic, your bones of your drawing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Jack, and I see a circle, circle, circle. His tail comes out of the circle. If I look at the circle as a clock, so if this is 6 o'clock and this is 12 o'clock, it's coming out at about 5 o'clock. So I can think of it here too as a clock. It's coming out at about 5 o'clock. So the tail is coming out, and just make your basic skeleton of what you see. And then I see his ears. If I think about the clock also with his ears, I can think about if this was 12 o'clock, same here. If this circle was, the top was 12 o'clock, this would be about 1:30. This would be about 10:30, 11 o'clock. So same here. This would be 1. This would be 1:30, 2, 3. So 1:30 would be here, and out would come out one of the ears. and then I'd be thinking of a triangle shape. If you want, you can stay with oval and then just add a little tip to it. That's up to you. Now I'm also looking at the angle of that ear. Okay, it's going on an angle like this and down. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll start to take these shapes and join them together. I see a foot down here. He has a shoulder, and that comes off that second circle. Right here is his shoulder, and his leg is coming straight down, and I'd say the circle's right about here. And I can add the thickness of his tail too. His tail got cropped off in this picture, but that's okay. You can crop it on yours. You can let it go right off the paper, or you can add a little tail ending for you. The fun thing about a charcoal pencil is you can smudge. My college professor said, do not smudge, but I think there's a lot of fun in smudging. So I'm going to encourage you to go outside of the box. You can smudge. You're going to be adding more charcoal anyways. So what I do is I wrap it's a paper towel today, a paper towel around my finger. You can use a Kleenex. If you do, make sure that it's a Kleenex that has no oil or aloe in it, because it will stick that charcoal straight to your paper and it won't move. So I want it to move. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to rub it around like this. And I can even go up a little in the ears. And it's okay if you go a little bit outside. It's okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to smudge it around here too. And then I'm going to come down on his tail. All right. Jack is very, very black. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a little bit more. I want the sides to be a little bit lighter than this. Actually appears right across the top to be slightly lighter than what's down here. So I know there's light coming from the window from this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the back of his head, which is right here. And I'm going to make this a little bit darker in here. I'm using the edge of my pencil. I've talked to you about it before. I call the point the toe, and I call the edge the foot. So I'm using the foot of my pencil. I'm also going to go up in his ears a little bit. I'm just adding the darkest spots. And here I'm making Jack by just adding a little bit more darkness, and we're shading. This is just real beginning shading with simple circles. Now his hair goes down in this kind of a path like this. And if you think about petting him, you'd start at the top of his head and you'd go down. And I've said before that when I'm drawing, I can feel what I am drawing. And I think that our eyes can actually feel. And what I'm doing is I'm just going down as if I'm petting him. In that motion, I can even draw an arrow and show you I'm going this direction and down like that, because I'm going to smudge this out anyway. So I'm going down in this direction, adding more hair, and I'm going to cover up my arrow so that won't be disturbing. And I can see even down by his tail, I'm going to go down, add hair down his tail. Now, if these kind of lines are tricky for you, doing these kind of sketchy lines, I can't see his foot here. He's kind of a chubby boy. It's in here. You can follow your little contours. If these lines are tricky for you, when you're on the phone or you're just relaxing in front of the TV or just wanting to relax, you're waiting in a meeting. I used to sketch through my meetings when there were things that didn't pertain to me. Just start making some hatch lines. These are called hatch lines, okay? And just practice with it. And I'm just adding a bunch of fur. I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some of his darkness to his ears. I'm not going right up on the tip because I can see that the tops of his ears are a little lighter, and I do want it to reflect Jack. So there's that. Then you can take your towel and you can roll it again around your finger. If you're using heavy charcoal, heavy graphite, you want to keep your hands away from the spot you already did because you're going to get covered with it. So just be aware, be mindful of where you've already used your towel. You can fold it over the other way if you're worried about it. I don't tend to worry about it because I've just done it for so long. It doesn't bother me. I'm also going to brush down into the same direction. I'm just smudging Jack out a little bit. And this is the back of Jack. And I'm blending it. You go outside of the lines, don't worry. It's art, it's fun. And then I'm gonna go down his tail, and I can brush it or I can just drag it down, and it gives it a little more life. The less tight you are, the more life your images are gonna have. Now, I'm gonna go in and drag the ear. If you really wanna be picky, and I do this with portraits and things that I'm very worried about, I'll go in with a tortillon and I will smudge with that so that I can get up close and not get into places that I don't want to smudge. But this is a fun cat. You just want to have a little fun smudging and blending. If the extra that's on the paper bothers you and you want to blow it off with your mouth, just be careful, because sometimes you'll get a little spit on there and it will stick to your paper. You can always take your paper and tap it up, put something underneath to catch it, tap it up and catch those pieces of charcoal or graphite. Now I'm going to go back in. Jack is fuzzy, and I'm going to add just some wispy hairs out here on his back. And I think I still want to add some more sketch lines in here, hatch lines. Now I know this one is a little bit more squished. Jack's actually a little bit taller. I just want to give you an idea of how you can create your own cat, or create a cat like Jack. He has a little bit of hair sticking off his head. I'm just scribbling in some lines up here. And if you have some places that you don't like, this is a kneaded eraser. And the beauty of this is when it gets dirty, you just pull it apart and it cleans it. There's also this kind of an eraser. You can just go in and you can clean up around with this. Be very careful when you're brushing away. Like, don't do what I just did, so that you don't get your eraser bits on there. That's the beauty of the kneaded eraser. It doesn't have all those shreds and bits that come out of it. So right now I'm just going to finish Jack. I'm adding a little bit of a cheek to him here. I'm going to point his ear a little higher. But this is a real basic cat that I'm drawing here, so you can make your cat look like your cat. If I get quiet, it's because I get into my right brain when I'm drawing. It took me a very long time to be able to draw and talk, draw it all accurately and talk. It's very hard to do both of those things at the same time. So, and he could be sitting in a window. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You could be sitting in a window. I did a painting for my sister where I made a moon out here, and you could do that. I'm going to make the moon outside of here. That might give us a little freedom too, so if we ended up going outside of the lines, wouldn't be a big deal because it would be just a moon out here. And I could take this and I could blend on the outside, be the darkness of the sky. If I go outside of Jack, it won't hurt anything. And the moon is going to have some little, I'm using the remnants of what's on my paper towel. And you can just blend it out like this. If you want to firm it up, of course, just sit down. I change the grip of my pencil like I'm going to write now, and I can go around and I can also add this back here. create my moon. Now my charcoal, because it's so soft, it gets worn down quickly. So this is something that if you're using the pencil, you're going to need to sharpen more often. You can go in and just lightly, just like breathing on it, you can lightly add craters to your moon if you want to. Some sort of thing so it kind of looks somewhat like a moon. And then I would go in and I would also smudge again. And well, what this is a sketch. The beauty of it is it's a sketch. You're having fun, you're playing, relaxing doing it. I can add a little bit of shadow where he's sitting here. Now we have the moon that would be lighting, so it would be sending the light this way. So I could add great shadow over here, big shadow. And I can smudge that shadow also. I'll be sending it this way. If you like to drawing this with me, there's another exercise right here that you can look at. Don't forget to sign your art. Gives you ownership of what you did, and be proud of it, and pay attention to how you're growing. And if you want to show me some of your work, I love to see it. This is just a really fun little quick how to draw a cat, and I hope you enjoyed it. Free yourself up and just relax. Give yourself some gentle drawing practice. Practice your circles. Practice your hatch lines. And you'll see your drawings get better and better. You'll get more and more accurate. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share. I can't wait to see your work.